Cheers, man. So it's a Buchanan's Deluxe 12-year. It's a mix of, I think it's a Scotch whiskey?
Yes.
It's what a lot of people in Miami were drinking.
Dale!
That's where I picked it up from. And good to be back, right?
Good to be back. Good to be back in the city with my boy. Feels a little fuller.
A little bit. Back on YouTube as well. We've got the video feed going. This is episode 26 of the District Gooner Pod, and the last video episode we had was episode 21.
Woo.
So, YouTube fam, sorry, missed you. But also, make sure you subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform, because we put out a lot of audio exclusive content, especially when we're traveling, dude.
Yeah, we've been around. It's been the holidays. We've been up and down the coast. We've been to the West Coast as well. We're traveling folks, so we always try to put something out for the people, but you know, find us here, find us there, find us any fucking where.
Ale, ale, ale. Dude, I wish we could keep these vibes going, but we just watched Arsenal lose 2-0 to Liverpool at home. I hated that result, dude.
Yeah,
that was so unfair, man.
Yeah, overall thought, put a bad taste in my mouth again. And I think it's due to the current form, the current run that we're on. It's just not good. Put a bad taste in your mouth. Did we play bad? No, we did not play bad. But the results are just not there again. So, yeah, I don't feel good after this one either.
What did I write? I wrote down, it ends 2-0 loss, total domination, countered with poor execution, again. And a big old-fashioned smash and grab, dude.
Smash and grab. I agree with that. At least in the first half. The second half, I think they played Liverpool. It was much more even. But it's smash and grab stuff. Their first goal, that's smash and grab stuff. They had a few more chances after that. Obviously got their second goal, but I think, what did we learn? What did we learn today? And it's what have we been learning? Don't play with your food. Do not play with your food. Eat it up. Finish it. Clear the plate. Be done with it. You know? Let's go for some dessert. Nah, but we're playing with our food, man. Left it on the plate.
Playing with our food big time, dude, because we should have been up 1-0, 2 minutes. 2 minutes into the match, dude. 2 minutes into the game. The lineup. Ramsdale was in goal. You know, that was pretty exciting to see. Yeah. Gets this amazing pass off to Reece Nelson. Another player who got the start. Exciting to see. Just doesn't get to finish it, dude. But from those two players alone, I want to say the vibes were right.
I agree. We're giving you this this is instant reaction post-match. It's probably been, 15, 20 minutes. We just set up. So we're giving you some raw thoughts. And yeah, dude, first chance, how nice would it have been if Ramsdale and Reece Nelson, two ghosts from the past, get onto the field at the Emirates and finish a goal in 2 minutes. I mean, what a ball, Ramsdale. Like, big up, obviously. Big ball. Reece, it actually looked clean. Like the touch, right? Nice, good touch. He had it set, too. Like, if you finish that one, that's awesome. But good vibes from the start. Great vibes.
Good vibes from the start, and it continued, dude. I mean, 10th minute, 15th minute, 20th minute, 30th minute. I was just looking at these notes, like 36 minutes, bro, 37, 38, 45th. Yeah. So the entire first half, I thought we were on top. I thought we were the better team. that we played so well. The setup was so interesting. Kai Havertz got to start up top, something that was unexpected a little bit, but also Jorginho at the pivot with Declan Rice, something we've talked about before on this pod, actually like 3 weeks ago. Just before the West Ham game, we talked about this. I wonder, could Jorginho get into the pivot? Yeah. We see it now in a cup. I think a few lessons learned because, now we just have the Champions League and we have the league. And I think when it comes to a cup match, when the chips are on the line and maybe it's a cup final, maybe it's a cup semi to get there, Kai Havertz plays up top, dude. Maybe Jorginho plays in the pivot, dude. Those are two changes that I'm very much so behind this game.
Those were two big things. Obviously, when you see the lineup, Kai's in, up top, Jorginho in. Jorginho playing the left 8. It was kind of a vibe first half. It really was. You see him getting into spots. It's an obvious double pivot between them. Where before, the last few weeks, it's been Odegaard dropping deep. Now, Odegaard's got the ability to play high. Our right side was on fire. On fire first half.
The one-touch passing was yes. There today, dude. It was great.
Yeah, Jorginho, though, I thought he put in a big shift first half. He looked really good.
Had a little spring back in his step, bro.
He was
jogging around the pitch, bro.
Light on his feet. He looked like he had a little pep. Had those boosters on. Good first half from him. And Kai up top, I think he had 5 shots first half. And of those 5 shots, I think they were on target. I know he had that big one from outside the box that I remember because I was like, yes, good effort, right? You're actually taking the shot on. He had the header wide.
Header, on the corner.
Yeah, the header that went wide. And then he had a few other chances where I think just didn't get the ball settled underneath him. He took that 2-touch where I think if he took it one time on his left foot, bang, but he ended up taking another touch. So it's good to see us shooting. It's good to see things going on target, but it's just not there. And it's January. It's the big question, right? Are we going to get a dog up front? Are we going to get the man? As Ian Wright said, are we going to get the killer? Are we getting the killer?
Ian Wright, dude, friend of the show. Came out on, he liked my comment once on Instagram, so I think friend of the show. But no, he did come out on the social saying we need a killer. We've talked about it on this pod. We just don't have the Mamba mentality up top. The front 3, I will tell you what, man. I thought Kai Havertz today played a good game. Yes, he didn't get the ball across the finish line, per se. But I was very impressed with his shift in there. We
had the biggest chance was from him scoring the ball to Reece Nelson.
Yes.
That was the moment. He scores the ball to Reece. Konate, credit to the dude. That's great defensive play. If you're a Liverpool fan, you're hype at that. But then Odegaard gets his chance too. It's off the crossbar. But that was the biggest moment to me. If we had finished that, and I really thought we were going to at the time, I think it's a different game. But shout out Kai for that one.
I tell you what though, dude. Okay, so the game's over. Obviously, we're out of the FA Cup. Now all we have is the Champions League and the Premier League. And I'm kind of smiling, behind the mic. I'm not... Look, it was a good game. I'm upset about losing the game, but that was better than what we saw against Fulham. Yeah. I have to give credit there. We've said changes needed. I thought the front 5, the front 6, they were playing really well. Didn't get to finish, dude. That's the story of this season. I know they want it to be about control, but it seems to be about just missed opportunities in front of goal, dude.
I'm having a hard time finding the silver lining is because we're 1-7, I think. We're 1 win in 7 games. We've had a lot of these games where I think we've been on top and we are getting the chances, which this is one of. But what really matters is getting the W. We're 1-7. And I think that's 5 losses. 1 win, 1 draw. With 5. last 6. I guess we're going 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good. No, I just checked it back. It's 1 and 7, 2 draws, 1 win.
It's not great, dude. And we talked about, the team's tendency to lose 2, to lose 3.
Oof.
And then we do see changes, however. So we're going to be going away for a little bit now, right? Next game's not for another 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's so needed. We talked about it. After this game, what's changed for you about what has to happen in January?
You mean like what outcomes do I want to see that are different than previously?
Yeah. I guess, has this game changed anything for you since you saw the lineup?
It's what's the same. No, it's the same stuff. I think it's through this whole winter session, right? Winter break. Let's just say from December to now. It's almost 1.5 months. It's the same issue. A lot of chances. This game was different in the fact that I think we were, obviously something was discussed. We were much more direct, right? A lot less of the balls coming backwards, going sideways. We were going forward at points.
Yeah.
And some of those daring passes that did get picked off, which I'm okay with. I'm okay if that happens because a few of those times we won the ball right back. But you got to take the chance. So I did see more of those things, which is good. But it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff over that period. A lot of chances being created, but no one finishing. No clear chances either, which is the issue. Liverpool's chances are kind of clear, right? They didn't get that many, like really, but they were clear. The ones that they did have, Trent off the crossbar. Nunez had that one where he tried to square it, but it was behind Diaz. Like, those are great opportunities versus ours. I mean, Alisson, how many truly big saves did he make? I can think of Ramsdale making at least one. I can't think of them, even though we had more opportunities, I felt.
Yeah, can we talk about Ramsdale?
Oh, we can. You love keeper chatter on here.
We have to talk about him. He had a great game. And what I mean by that mostly is I had a good vibe watching our game today. I know we lost 2-0, but I had a good vibe watching the game. Even from the back, from Ramsdale, a couple of saves that he made. It was just good to see, dude. Even there's, I don't know, like, yes, he makes maybe some dives just for the cameras, but there were a couple where he just made the dive and I told you, like, oh, he had it covered. Just jokingly. Yeah. But at least he gets me engaged a little bit more, dude. And I thought he just has a better energy. I feel his energy a lot more on the pitch, dude. And he was good distributing the ball. It seems like he's been watching. He's been watching and learning. He was much quicker releasing the ball from his hands. He was much quicker making the decision to just pass it around. So he's been watching and learning. And I'm going to say it, man. I want to see him play in the Premier League when we come back. I really, really do.
I think he had a good game. He did. He had a good game from the start, from the jump. His distribution. Was there anything today where it was a red flag? No. And he went for it too from the go. That ball to Reece, he went for it. There was opportunities when he got the ball quick, threw it out, right? And it's something I think you noted Raya to do. Yes. He's sitting, he's watching, he's learning. He's a young keeper, right?
Yes.
He's picked that up. Distribution-wise, no errors. There's a few moments when we're playing out the back. It's getting a little hairy. Boom. Plays it out long. Love it. No issue. Then he had a big save. The big save down to his right. Big save.
Big save near post, yeah.
Yeah. And then it always on the counter. When do we ever see Raya making the big save? Yada yada. We don't. We haven't seen it yet. Does he have it in his locker? Maybe, but haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it, dude. And I want him to play. I want him to play in the Premier League, dude. I think it's time. If not No, I want him to play the Premier League. I think it's time, dude. The save ratio of the other goalkeepers is not good enough, and ultimately, the job is to save goals. Like, yes, the other stuff is great, and hopefully he can improve, and he's been improving. I don't know. I think he had a very good showing, and I was also impressed that he was ready to play. He was ready to play. It's more than you can say about a player who, unfortunately, the title of this pod is just already written. Jakob Kiwior needs to disappear.
No, don't do it to him.
He needs to disappear, dude. Shout out to my buddy, Jay, for texting me this. He's a big Arsenal fan. That was his thoughts on the game. That's what he texted me post.
Is that a direct quote?
Oh, it's a direct quote. He said, Kiwior needs to disappear.
Oh, man. Get him out of here.
I mean, he even said that Xhaka at left back was less of a liability than Kiwior is looking to be.
Damn.
He's having none of it, bro. Kiwior had a tough first half, I thought. In the second half, the best compliment we had for him was that, hey, 60 minutes in.
We haven't noticed him.
We haven't noticed him, right?
Which
out
is
of
a good
sight,
thing.
out of mind.
Yeah.
And then, boy, did he come into mind.
Yes. That header. We can talk about his performance after, but let's just go on the goal. The header. Own goal. There's angles in it, you're like, okay. And then there's the angle of looking at his face, like looking the ball came in. He had no business. He had no business there. No business trying to head that ball. It looks really awkward coming to him.
He had a bad performance again. I'm glad he got the chance to play again. I'm not sure what this means for Zinchenko. I'm not sure what it means for a transfer market. It seems like we'll probably get a fullback or we'll get some kind of defensive support if Kiwior especially walks. This is twice now he's given a chance, and twice that he's put in a performance that makes you think, I'm not sure about that guy.
I think it's clear that's the priority to me versus getting a forward.
Yeah.
You can't win a game. You can't win a league with someone like that at the left back. If Zinchenko's out, I think how we're organized as a team, he can't play left back for us like that. I think he's truly a center back. If someone's going to be inverting, I think it should be Ben White. He's more of a player. I'll just put it in that phrase. He's more of a player. Okay?
Okay.
Kiwior is more of a center back. He's not I don't see him playing outside back. I don't see him playing defensive mid. I know there's been talk of, Ben White can play the 6, yada, yada, last year.
Yeah.
I don't see that from Kiwior. He's not that type of dude. Ben White can, though. So I think it's become clear if we're going to play the way we play, I don't think he can play left back for us. I just don't. He can play center back, and I don't think he's a bad player. I'll go ahead and say that. I don't think Kiwior is a bad player. I just think in our system at left back, he then looks like a bad player. The team looked uncomfortable with him there. We watched together. There was plenty of times where it seemed like maybe a ball should be going out left, and people and they spin out. Nope, we're going the other way, right? You can't play like a lot of double looks and a lot of we'll just reset. I'd rather just reset than make this play. You can't play like a team like us can't play like that, in my opinion. Sure, especially because one of the issues we have is predictability and the game slowing down too much. When we have a chance to pick up some mo, as they say, and go for it, pick up some momentum, we need to make those passes. And right now we're just looking, we're doing a double take, and we're spinning out. We're saying, let's just go back down Saka's side. Let's do Saka Martin again. Let's try that one more time. Yeah. And so we're going into Saka. Another game, man. So we have a group chat, City fan, Liverpool fan, and us. And it's like, man, the question to us was, why? Like, what's up with your attack? Why does it seem like you're panicking in front of goal? And then my thought is, well, who's our guy? Who's our guy that we expect scoring goals?
Saka's been panicking a little bit. Martinelli's been trying to be too perfect. Jesus is now injured with a little knee thing. We need help in attack. And I said it before, if not so much a striker, we better sign a winger. We need a quality winger that's more of a threat getting in behind, that's a little bit more saucy, that can create his own chances. We don't have that right now. And those three need a challenge. I saw a good amount from Nelson today. To be fair, dude, one to watch, man. If you know, you know. He did well. But still, it needs more. The winger position needs more.
This is a tough January. I don't know where we go. I don't know if we... To me, it's like, so you look at the board. How much funds do we have? Are we going for this year or not? That really becomes the question. Are we going for it or are we not? I don't know. If we are, I think we have to sign a left back type player, and we have to sign an attacker. That's where I'm at. We have to sign
100%.
two.
We need two signings.
We need two big signings. One that can at least rotate at left back and do decent for us, and an attacker that can finish. Whether that's at the wings, whether that's at the forward. I think we have players to rotate around to fill spots, which is nice. But there's a piece missing. There's a piece missing there.
For sure, and I like the way you frame that, because so right now, look, we got the Community Shield. That was last year, right? Now, new year, new clean slate. We got no trophies. There's a possibility for only 2 trophies left now. Can you deliver on either one of those 2 trophies without making any signings in January? No. Can you deliver on it without making 2 signings like you suggest? Those 2 key signings? No, I don't think so. Without those 2 upgrades or additions just to mix it up, it will be no trophies until the new season kicks off. I promise you that.
Yeah, the league would be out of reach to me. Champions League would be much more of a chance. The league would be no shot for us. I think we need something, right? I think it's very apparent. Why? It's a tough one. I think is the Kai from Xhaka thing that big of a deal? Is that what really screwed us? To me, no, but I think that's what everyone wants to talk about, right? The media.
I don't think so. Kai Havertz had a good game, dude, and he looked good at number 9. I would, like I told you before, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how we line up in a cup game where it really, really matters. On the other side of it, I think it was evident that Declan Rice plays a lot better when there's another natural center mid with him, where he can change positions. Those 2 can kind of rely on each other covering for one another a little bit more. He looked a little bit more comfortable with that. I would like to see the Jorginho pivot a little bit more. I actually don't mind that at all. Overall, look, more and more changes are needed. But also, it's evident, to your point, of why we need an attacker. Liverpool made 2 subs, and Diego Jota, that's just a huge upgrade. We have nothing like a Jota to come in that just strikes a little bit of fury. This guy's going to make a difference today. And he really, really did. We don't have a Jota coming off the bench, dude.
This is, last episode, 3 guys coming off the bench. Eddie, Smith Rowe, Reese. They don't give me that feeling. Trossard can, but not when he's coming on. You put him on in the 88th or whatever. Now when he's coming on that late, Trossard sometimes, he gives me that feeling something can happen with him. He can make some magic happen. When Eddie comes on, I don't have that feeling. When Reese comes on, I don't have that feeling. And then if Smith Rowe ever gets on, I just don't have that feeling. And that's bad. When you look at a team like Liverpool, like City, even like Newcastle, when they put players on, it's he can do something. That's a player. He can make some magical moments. We don't have it. We don't have it right now, and that's bad. And it's sad because it's the 3 academy dudes.
All right, man. Well, let's leave it there with the game and talking about that. There's a couple of other talking points that I want to mention. This pod will probably go, I don't know, for another 30 or so buckle in, man, and enjoy the ride. Martin Odegaard voted December Player of the Month. Look, December was a tough period.
Oh, yeah.
It really was. But I think that's well deserved. That's the one player where after games we've talked about, he was trying to get us out of the mud. He was trying. He was putting in the captain performances that you want in December. The kid from Norway is pretty accustomed to playing in cold, and he's showing off for it, dude.
Yeah, I think if you've had eyes watching our games in December, Odegaard is the dude. He is our one shining piece, I think. You can tell he's trying to drag us through. He really is. There's a few moments today, he's jeering up the crowd. I saw Reece come back and defend a few balls. He's clapping for him. Decisions not going our way. He's upset with the referee. He's getting more animated, I think. You can tell he obviously knows we're not in the greatest form right now. He's our captain. I do like that from him. If someone's going to be your player of the month in a bad state, I think your captain being that dude is a good indication. Shout out him.
That's very good. That's very well put, dude. Yes. So as far as January goes, though, there's just talks of Tommy for a contract extension. It looks like. I know he's just leaving to join Japan, but I want to see him extended. Where do you stand on his extension?
I do. I really like Tomiyasu.
Yeah.
Something that I always as an Arsenal fan, is this just a common thing? Injuries, man. Injuries. He seems like he's a glass. He's made of glass at times.
Yeah.
But when he's on, oh man, he's on. He's on fire. So I like Tomiyasu. I kind of do hope you extend him. If you have a Tomiyasu right now that's playing either side, I still believe that he starts over either Ben or Zinchenko. He's a starter for us. When Timber comes back, we'll see. But I'd like to have Timber there Tomiyasu there challenging.
Yeah, let's actually talk about Ben White, dude. He's been going under the radar these last few weeks. Last week for sure, he just slipped my mind, dude. I wanted to bring him up, man. I know you've been on his case in the background when the lights are off. You're telling me this guy Ben White, he has
Don't tell him what we say behind closed doors, man.
He has lost his powers, man. He texted me, Ben White, who took your powers, dude?
It's like some Space Jam stuff. Monstars.
I don't know what's going on with him, dude. Last month and a half, it's actually been a big pain point because we tend to hit on the left side a lot, but Ben White has not... Benny Blanco, you see the uni hanging, dude. He has not been up for it, man. If I had another jersey, maybe I would have swapped it out.
Let him know. He had that big tackle today against Diaz. Big one. Stood over him. And it's like, that's the Ben White I know. That's the Ben White that we love. We love those little moments from him. And he had a good game today, I thought. He seemed like he was back. He's the type of player. He was back on his bullshit. Okay. He's back on his mess. But he had a big tackle early. And it was right after Saka had the young kid at center back had a good tackle on Saka, right? He goes down, and then immediately Ben White has a great tackle on Diaz, put him down. But today was a back on form performance from Ben White.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see him getting some tackles, getting that little cheeky smile was back. Yeah. So the vibes were a lot better. It looked like you could just see his powers growing, like. So we'll see. Hopefully he'll be back to his best, dude, because we need him. I mean, sometimes in the past month, even when he's overlapped, he's just hit the cross into out of bounds, and I've just been like, Ben, what is that? What am I watching, dude? So Need more from him there, and hopefully we'll get it. All right, before we go into this new segment, dude, I want to just give a shout out to the ladies of Arsenal, who will be back in action finally, dude. Next Sunday, January 14th, after a very long break, they will play Watford at home. So they're back. Hopefully they can get back into their winning ways. I'm rooting for them in the league. I really am.
Yeah, absolutely. One band, one sound.
You know it. Okay, so this new little segment that we thought we'd share with you. I was just looking with the January vibes, dude. I was browsing Reddit and I just thought I would search. I searched Reddit for Eddie Nketiah.
Huh. A very hot talking point right now. Very, very hot. Let's hear it.
I searched for it and then I adjusted the timeline to this past week. I thought the transfer window's open. He's one of the key talking points. He's linked with Crystal Palace. Let me just see what people are talking about on Reddit. And I came across this post from 6 days ago. So today is Sunday, January 7th we're recording. So literally January 1st. It looks like someone posted. Who posted? Victory Laps.
Mm-hmm.
Victory Laps posted, why does Eddie Nketiah play for us? And then they went on to say, I can't figure it out. He's 25. Not some youth project anymore. By the way, I looked this up. Because when I saw 25, I was like, wait, is he 25? Really? It said 24 when I looked it up.
Okay.
I think Wikipedia said 24, so 24, 25. I was very shocked by that. I literally have been looking at this player as a 21-year-old this whole time. So they got me there. And then it said he has 108 appearances in the Premier League for Arsenal and scored only 19 goals. The Lord Nicholas Bentner has had the same amount of appearances and scored 24 goals. Come on now. Sell him already. He can't even start for Luton Town. Parentheses. No disrespect. Victory Labs went on to say, and don't give me that BS about him working hard, air quotes, more air quotes, has good attitude, is a good lad, etc. I don't care if he picks up all the cones. There are plenty of people that would work their butt off to have the chance to play for Arsenal, let alone 100K a week. Post Malone, dude, what do you think?
Victory Lap, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. If he posted this thing on New Year's, he must have woke up cranky, feeling a little hungover. He was not in a good mood.
I wonder if they posted this right after the Fulham game or before the Fulham game. I'm willing to say after the Fulham game is when this post went up, dude.
Ouch. We were high on Eddie to start the season. I think we came anew. We said, let's judge him how he is now. Arteta obviously has something for this guy. He sees something that we don't. Let's back him. But we continue to watch, and I feel like we continue to see a lot of the same issues with the player, right? I've been low on him. I've had a low stock on him. 108 games, 19 goals. I will say a lot of those appearances probably come on as subs. So I'll give him that. But that's not enough. It's not enough return. And I do have a stat about him. I think it's since 2022, like New Year's, he has 0 away goals for us. Away goals. 0. It's not good enough. Ouch. But Nketiah, if I've seen stuff about him from Palace, they're interested. He is a player that I would be okay to see go. And we talked about the 2 players that we need, a left back and a striker. If this helps us bring in a replacement, we don't need a top dog right now, but let's just say it gets us a replacement. Eddie's our second striker. If we can get enough of a return for him and can figure out a secondary solution, I'd be okay with it.
So maybe that's why your reaction, it also kind of matches up with the number one comments under this post from Black Chef 6969.
If you know, you know.
Nice. 6 days ago, Black Chef 6969 said, I'm fairly confident that Eddie would do well for a bottom half team. He's in the wrong setup with us and is constantly trying to prove his worth in short cameos. I'd like to see him sell too, but I don't actually think he's a bad player.
Fair. He's our second striker. Is Eddie Nketiah terrible? Absolutely not. And I think he's shown, he had that hat trick against Sheffield. He's a good player. But is he what we need right now? I don't believe he is. I think the one thing you can say about Eddie Nketiah is, at the beginning of the season, you ask for him what Jesus does for us. Press hard. Play your socks off, man. He started like that. And I think that's why we continue to back him. As the season's gone on, I think that mentality has dropped. I think that attacking mentality from him has absolutely dropped. And he's kind of back to his same ways. Fox in the box. We don't get that much service, though. We're not that kind of a team. Where do you fit in, then? Where do you fit in, Eddie? And I don't really think you do, really. I think you have Havertz, and I think you have Trossard. After today, seeing Havertz the way he played, I would personally choose him over Eddie. And I would still choose, I'm a Trossard guy. I choose Trossard at the 9 over Eddie as well.
I agree with you mostly because today we saw Kai Havertz play at the 9. He got into some really good positions, man. I haven't seen one of our forwards have like 5 pretty good chances in the opposition box. Now, he didn't fully execute on those chances.
Correct.
It was his first time, the second time this season that he's playing up top in that role. But just seeing those positions, seeing the work rate, air quotes, I didn't feel like we missed another player up top. Mm-hmm. I felt like I'm okay with this player playing up top for us. And maybe that's again why maybe a center midfielder or a winger is going to be prioritized over a all-out striker during this window.
I think that's fair, man. I really think that's fair. Jorginho looked good today. I mean, Partey, is he coming back? Will he come back this season? And when he does come back, will he stay in the squad? That's the big question. If Jorginho is your third, if you have Rice, you have Partey, and then you have Jorginho filling in, I think that could be a good solid rotation, right? Because Odegaard is there, he's locked in, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that would be the look. Have Kai up top. You have Jesus. He can play. I still think seeing him. Imagine if he was out wide left today. Jesus.
Yes.
Jesus, Kai, kind of two interchangeable type guys that like dropping in, doing some work, getting forward. I think it'd be kind of a cool thing to see. And as stagnant as we've become, maybe it's something we need to see.
Totally. All right, man. Well, since it's January, since we're going off with some of these Reddit posts, I came across another one, dude. Another one from just 23 hours ago or so. But I think it's fitting because a lot of people have been calling for the return of Kieran Tierney. Have you seen this? As a left back, people are saying, "Hey, maybe just let's cancel his loan. Let's bring him back. We need help at the back, right? Mm-hmm. Why not KT?" He seemed to shut all of it down at an interview recently. I want to ask very quickly before I get into his Reddit post: would you like to see him back?
That's a very interesting question. If you told me we weren't going to sign a left back, but we could recall Tierney, I don't know if we can or not. I mean, the way the loan is, I don't know if he's in that position. If Real Sociedad says no, let's just say it could happen, and we're not going to sign a left back, I say yes. I would rather see Tierney out there than Kiwior. And like something today, I don't think Kiwior is asked to play the inverted role today. I expect Tierney not to be asked to do that either, right? I think that's why I appreciated what the changes Arteta made today. Not only did he change the two players, but I think something like that. It was obvious to most of us that, hey, Kiwior can't do this. He can't play this role. I think he's asked Tierney to do it. Like, hey, he can't do that, but he's excellent out wide. He's an excellent left back that can play the overlap. Why not be able to interchange things like that? I think going out the same way over and over and over again has proven not to be the best solution, right? People catch on to things and they learn how to adapt. But if you're able to throw out a new piece, it always keeps kind of the process changing a little bit. I think if we're able to recall Tierney and not sign another left back, I would.
Okay. So I wouldn't.
Let's hear it.
I wouldn't. I think his time with us is done. There's no reason to be holding on to that. You're being sentimental, bro. You're being sentimental. And the manager's job is not to be sentimental.
Oh, okay, so sentimental, but would you rather Tierney be playing left back or Kiwior?
Right now, if I had to choose between the two of them in my squad, I would probably pick KT. Okay,
so that's my answer. But then it comes, what does the board think? What you said earlier, is this a season we want to win? Or is this a season where like, hey, we're still making changes. We're going for the third season, right? So we had first season last year, almost won it. This season, we're in the title run currently. Maybe there's reasons why we can't. Are we going next year's our year?
So another reason that I wouldn't recall him is because I would want to actually recall a different player. I want to recall a center midfielder who I came across this post on Reddit from Verti33 saying Charlie Patino this season for Swansea City has had 15 starts, 8 goals and assists involvements. We've also seen him play in an Arsenal shirt and get on the score sheet. If we're going to recall a player, I want it to be Charlie Patino, dude, because I actually really want to see this young man in an Arsenal shirt, and I want him to succeed. And he's a lefty, so there's some lefty love there as well.
Lefty love there. Interesting. Swansea's in the championship, are they not?
I think so, yeah.
They're in the championship. That's actually a decent record for him. I thought he was more of a sixth player, and maybe that's what needs to be said here, first of all. I don't know much about Charlie Patino, to be honest with you. I know he's an academy dude. I think he has high hopes for himself, but I don't know what kind of player he is. So you would be expecting him to play the left 8? Is that?
Yeah, he's a center mid, dude.
Yeah?
I think he could play where Jorginho played today. I think he can play that role, just younger, fresher, a little bit more raw, but also left-footed, dude, and a little bit about it, like pop up in the right places kind of guy.
I like the idea of always playing a young person in a game when you think their ability is there, or like they're prepared for it. Because they are trying their utmost best, right? They are working as hard as they can, and they're not afraid to do things. That's what I like about when young players play for you. It's when you discover folks, right? So we found out Bakayo at left back, right? Oh man, this guy's a player. He can do something. But you got to give the dude a chance. That's what is so disappointing about like players like Smith Rowe. I don't know what he is. He's still young, but hey, let's play Patino and see what he is. I think they give you a different look. And it's not like if something bad happens, I'm going to be hard on Arteta because he started Patino. And like, no, you get the dude a chance in it, you know? That's what happens. That's an Arsene Wenger thing. I think of any fan base that can recognize those things, it's us. Because a young person will make a mistake, right? They will make mistakes, and we're not trying them out for the now, we're trying them out for the future. We're building them in.
Yeah.
It's the blueprint.
that's Arsenal, dude. And I guess in a way you kind of line up with the top 3 comments on this post. The first one is from Pritchie69. A lot of 69ing happening in the Reddit.
Interesting.
And he says, or they say, looks like he's grown into himself physically too. ... And then the next comment is from Tiger Cannon 4. And they say, would love to see a center midfielder come through our academy and into our first team fold. And this comment, I read that and I just think, Smith Rowe is that player. And I'm not seeing him play. And then there's the third comment, which I think is mostly where you line up, where they say, Chupagli 13 says, is he good though? Like, has anyone genuinely watched him play?
Uh-huh.
And that's you. Like, have you seen him play? Like, I don't know. I'm not fully sold. And then someone responds to Chupagli saying, good touch and turn into space. Good passing range. Runs like he's a, what is that? Tracer? I don't know what that word is. I've never seen this word before, bro. Hold on. Let me translate this. Bing.
So to frame it back to you then, I know you're a Smith Rowe guy.
Oh, it's like syrup.
Oh, so he's slow. That's what you're saying.
They're saying
So he like molasses. In the U.S., we say he's slow as molasses.
I don't know what trestle tart is.
Welcome to the Newfoundland.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's the most common form of trestle, or golden syrup. Huh.
So slow as molasses. Maybe that's it. I mean, that's what I'm getting from that comment. But to throw it back to you, Patino, I haven't seen him play. I don't know if you have. So you're saying recall him. But then you just make the comment of, Smith Rowe, where's my guy? Before the game, Keon's over here. Smith Rowe not in the lineup. What's the deal? Not in the starting 11. So let's hear it. What are your thoughts on Smith Rowe? Missing today? You called for him today. So what's up?
Yeah, I was very upset that he didn't get into the game. The one thing before the match started, the one thing I wanted was Smith Rowe instead of Jorginho. I thought Smith Rowe, Declan Rice, Odegaard. That's a fun little midfield. Maybe we'll see that. That's a FIFA midfield, you know. I'll check that out.
It's a direct midfield.
So that was my piece on it. He subbed on in the 88th minute. There was +4, so he played like a total of 7, maybe 8 minutes if I'm being generous, and it wasn't there. The 8 minutes that he played, it's not like he did anything spectacular. He wasn't there so much. Even in the second goal that Liverpool scored, you kind of call him out as kind of just jogging back.
I did.
Not fully going for it all. But I think he's in a tough place, man. I don't know why he doesn't play today. I like the changes made, but again, to see him come on so late.
Yeah.
Could he have subbed out instead of Martinelli and played on the wing? Maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Where it seems like today, we're giving people shots, it felt like. Giving Reece the shot at the left. Boom. I think he represented himself well. You don't get the opportunity in this team much. When it comes, you got to deliver. I think Reece delivered today. I think he showed something. Jorginho, you don't play much. Here's your shot. I think he represented himself well. Now, Smith Rowe. When is the last time he got to represent himself? I don't know. I don't really know. I think at the West Ham game, he got like 15 good minutes. He played well in that game, I thought. He showed something. But he's our number 10, bro. He's our number 10, and he's on the bench again and again and again. You have the number 10 shirt. You got it under this manager. I want to see it. Yeah,
I still stand by that as well. I'd like to see some more time for him. It's something's happening here. If not more time, I'm with you. If not more time, sell him.
Sell him.
If not more time, sell him. And let me be in misery, watch him ball out for another club. But let it go.
Yeah.
Either let it go or just let it stay. I don't know, but get it together, mate.
It's frustrating. I think that's a very frustrating thing. Because we rate him. We've seen him do well for us. And now it's like, our team's better. Let's see him in it. And we don't ever get to see it. So if that's the case, yeah, just recoup on your losses and let's go out and buy somebody else. Let's go find a solution other than him. Why not?
Why not? All right, man. Well, last talking point here. Before we get to it, I want to say in January we'll probably, we're going to take a little bit of a big break here. So we'll probably have an audio exclusive podcast dropping from the bench. So make sure you're subscribed. We might even have a special guest appearance for you. You might already know who it is. You know.
He's back!
So, final talking point, something that happened during January over this first week of the new year. Arsenal filed a complaint with PGMOL about the number of fouls that people tend to get away with on Starboy Bukayo Saka, who gets booed at a lot of stadiums out here, but ranks very low on the cards to fouls ratio in the Premier League.
Cards per foul.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
We don't want to get too crazy in here. I think it's one of those things where what manager isn't going to do this? So we said up front. So we've gone to the PGMOL with a complaint, right, about his fouls. Fouls to card ratio. So what a manager does, right? Salah, Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne. These are just three off the top. Probably players that you would think.
Hazard.
Hey, yeah. Hazard. That's perfect. That's a perfect example. A winger. Love it. It's like I don't see a big deal about it. I don't understand the boos at away stadiums. I don't get that.
This is something weird that we've seen this season, dude, that we haven't in the past. I don't know what it is either. Is it something with the English media? Is it something that we're just missing in the newspapers in America? I don't understand why Bukayo gets booed at away stadiums.
That's a weird thing to me. I don't get it. Is he known over there as like a diver? When I watch him, I don't see him as a diver personally. Are there fouls where I think he's trying to get them? Yes. Someone like let's just say Diaz from today. Diaz, I'm thinking from Liverpool's team. Jota, right? Those two guys off the top of my head, like, yeah, they play into it to get fouls. I wouldn't even rate Saka with them personally. I wouldn't. I'm assuming that's what they think of him. That he's
I don't know what they think of him.
I don't know.
Maybe some of our UK listeners can let us know in the comments or in the reviews. Like, I don't understand why he gets booed at away stadiums. I legitimately don't. Is it because he missed the PK once?
Yeah.
Or is it just that, like, does he stay long? Does he stay down for too long? Like, is that it? You have a problem that he's just trying to catch his breath after McAllister today, dirty, left a little elbow on him, like, into the ribs, and so he's taking his time. Like, I just got clattered, dude. Are you not seeing it? Is it because he lays on the ground after James Milner cleans him out and asks Benny Blanco, like, did he get a yellow for that? Because I just got absolutely taken out, dude. Does he, the clip against Crystal Palace where the volley and...
oh my gosh, MacArthur.
Ooh,
that was crazy when that happened.
Are you kidding me? And I think that the notion is that, okay, like, the first foul is if it's hard enough try to hurt the player, if there's a lot of intention behind it, the first foul can be a yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the argument, that you're waiting too long. Because now they're getting 3 clatters on him. He's getting cleaned out 3 times before you give a yellow. If it's on the first one, they calm down, right?
Uh-huh.
Because I tell you what, man, I have the numbers here from Opta Joe. Opta Joe posts that most cards drawn in the Premier League this season, Raheem Sterling has been fouled 31 times. He has drawn 14 yellow cards.
Wow.
That's the very first number, dude. Because Bukayo has been fouled 43 times. And he has drawn 7 yellow cards.
Ratio's off there. Like compared to Sterling.
That's a weird ratio, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, even the rest of them on here. Actually, Liverpool, Luis Diaz has been fouled 22 times. He has drawn 8 yellow cards.
22 and 8.
22 and 8,
wow.
dude. We're at Bukayo is at 43 and 7. Remember, this guy Josh Brownhill has been fouled 18 times. He's drawn 8 yellow cards. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Morgan is White actually gets fouled quite a lot, and he's got 32 fouls, and he's the second most drawn yellows at 9. Raheem Sterling has 14.
Mm-hmm.
That's not adding up, bro. That's not adding up.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see the dude get more protection. It's affected us. I think it has affected us this year. I hate to blame things on the referee for the way our season's gone, because we're in 4th place, we're 2 points right away from first. But for Kyle Saka's sake, as a how old is this young man? Is he 21?
21, yeah.
21-year-old footballer, called the star boy by us, obviously booed by away fans, maybe has some whatever toxic thing is following him. I don't really know. But to allow him to get fouled like that at such a young age, over and over, it's a shame. I think Steven Gerrard has that thing about, game's too soft. He has fucking rods and screws in his knees, and it's like, that's not. You don't need to be in that state as a man after your career. Not even 40 yet, and you got screws and rods in your legs. Come on. We can be better than that. Just don't let someone kick the crap out of you.
Absolutely, but you know what's even worse than that is, I just gotta get this in before we wrap up the pod. I don't know if you saw what Wayne Rooney has been managing a few clubs lately.
Yes.
And he just recently got sacked again.
Mm-hmm. Where
he was, he didn't get a win, I guess, for 15 weeks. Something crazy like that.
Woof. It was Birmingham, right? Birmingham City?
So, yeah. Woof. Hey, cheers, Wayne. Cheers,
This
mate.
one's for you.
It's hard, actually, A lot of great players don't become great managers.
I think that's fair.
There's something in that.
Say like Klopp. Klopp is not a good player, per se, but great manager. I think Guardiola...
Mikel!
No, Mikel's a good player, though.
He's a good player, but you wouldn't say he was like a legendary... Like, Wayne Rooney's a legendary status player. Yeah,
I'm thinking Pep was like somebody that could be considered one of the best at his position. He's the exception, is what I think. He is an exception. Because there isn't a lot of... Henry has tried managing a few times. I guess it's still to say. But yeah, Rooney is a... Frank Lampard. We all know about Fat Frank.
Fat Frank, Stevie G, Aston Villa.
Yeah.
It's no joke, dude.
No.
Just because
Gary
you're
Neville.
legendary
Gary
status,
Neville.
Gary Neville,
and
bro.
we still let him talk mess.
You still put him behind the mic, bro. It's like that, dude. It's hard. Management is not an easy thing, bro. So you might think you got it all, man, but nah, it's different, bro. Even I don't think Arsene Wenger was like an amazing player.
No.
I'm almost done with his autobiography, dude. Maybe I'll bring in a couple more passages on the next couple episodes if he allows it. Maybe I'll write into him, ask him if he's all right.
I think Cruyff. Cruyff is probably the best player, best manager combination, and that is a rare thing. Maradona coached. Wasn't great. Wasn't great at it.
I mean, Xavi, not so much, but he's tried. But you know what? Zidane. Zidane is one player. Like, Zidane's legendary status, but also...
We're talking about a handful of folks, yeah.
Yeah. Very few. Very, very few. That's like the rarest of the rarest, I think, is the legendary player and a legendary coach.
The best of the best of the best. Wow.
And we should end on that, dude. We'll get this episode out to you. So whenever you listen, wherever you listen, wherever you watch on YouTube, hope you're happy. Hope you're healthy. Thanks so much for spending time with us. If you like the podcast, please rate and leave a review. Also, share it on social media. It's the best way for others to find out about us. 3 losses on the bounce. Hopefully, the next one will be a good vibe, dude.
Yeah, have a good break, everybody. Be easy.